Hi there. What's going on? Breaking news. Wow. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button because this thing is crazy. Don't forget to hit the like button coming through the door. Man, this is crazy. Crazy, crazy. That's crazy. Here we go again. No, I mean, if you've been keeping up with the history, is here we go again. uh, wow. We're talking about Kevin Porter Jr. We're not talking about Otto Porter. Okay. There's people have been getting that mixed up all day. It has been a growing problem for him his entire career. Now, in this new docile situation, I understood why he went off the way he did, but that was you guys only know a quarter of what really went down. I was getting hit with the full information. And shouts out to Bear in Cleveland. You know, this is another thing with the Cleveland Cavs. And Bear has blocked everybody because he can't take it. Love to dish it out, but can't take it. I mean, if he wanted to get out of Cleveland, this was a good way to get out of Cleveland. Now, hit the like button, good people, because we're going to get ready to hit this thing going 100 miles an hour. So once this trade was done and the Cleveland Cavaliers got Teron Prince and they got Allen on the team, it made them more formidable as a team, or formidable rather. And the team was just amazingly put together. You knew something special was going to happen when you saw man, the Cleveland Cavaliers are serious about actually competing now that they got all the LeBron James pieces out of the way, who's crippled them for the last 4 or 5 years. So you start saying to yourself, okay, now we can make some real moves. We can make some real progress. Now this situation gets out of control because, first off, Kevin Porter Jr. is not the type of person people think he is. You're hoping he's a great talent, athletic, can guard many positions on the court. They traded up to get him. They got a draft pick and bought out his draft rights because no one wanted to touch him anymore. This guy was going to go in the draft very early in 2019 and going to be the best thing since sliced bread. But the incident in Oregon where he was suspended from the team for all the crazy stuff he did at USC. His conduct issues. He was not mature enough as a Trojan. And this was going to cost him when he was clearly one of the best players He was clearly the best player on that team. But he could not keep himself under control. And when he had that much abilities, people just like, oh man, all he needs is some work. So Cleveland said, we can trade for his draft rights. We can help this guy. They still took a chance on getting him in the league. After the USC incidents, they took a chance on bringing him back into the league. Is he mentally unstable? Probably. I mean, it all depends on how you look at it. What is your definition of mentally unstable? Here is the thing that actually happened. Yeah, people still talking about it now. The problem is what happened is Teron Prince came to the Cleveland Cavaliers in the trade, and they decided to give him the locker. He wanted that locker, and they gave the locker to Teron Prince and gave him Kevin Porter Jr.'s locker. So to Kevin Porter Jr., that's basically saying, like, you're demoted, or it's more like a demotion and everything. And there was no discussion with him about it. He comes in and said, well, your locker's moved over here. And he's, what? You gave somebody my... That's very disrespectful in sports. When somebody that's like a demotion. That's how athletes look at that. You know, you put your personal stuff in there. That's your space. That's your locker. You know, where all your personal items go. Now, it's moved over here and somebody else just moved your stuff. Now, plus this dude is mentally unstable, as far as like he just said, which means that his reactions to things are not going to go in a way that they think it's going to go. Like somebody's just upset and they yelling. First thing he does is throw food because he's about to eat. You know, he's eating. He throws the food at the equipment manager and everybody else over there. Boom! He throws the food. I'm like, oh my God. So he starts screaming and hollering. So JB Bickerstaff coming there. JB's old now. JB, hey, hold on now. Hold on, young skipper. Hey, you calm that down. Calm down. Man, he was, man, F you, man. Man, he's going off on JB. Kobe Altman came in there, the general manager. He's like, JB, you can't get him under control. Calm down. Calm down. Man, get away from me. You dirty mother. So he cussed all them out. Hey, JB, hey, you little woman. Hey, you little young whippersnapper. You better, hey. Mm-mm. So JB about to have a heart attack. Yeah, Kobe Altman came in and thought he was going to control it. Okay, what's the problem? Let's calm down. Let's talk about this. Let's go in the office. It was none of that. Security had to get called to get him under control. But JB Bickerstaff thought he was going to come in there with that old man talk. Hey, what? Hey, no, no, what was that? Hey, you better slow your roll. He came in there with all that and was about to get knocked out. Kobe Altman came in there. Kobe Altman came in there. Kobe Altman came in there, man, and it didn't go well for him either. So they had to call security in there for him to get him to calm down. And now that he's calm, he's off the team. I mean, I don't mean to laugh. I'm laughing at the JB situation more than anything, but yeah, he's off the team. He's completely 100% off the Cleveland. Will never play for the Cleveland Cavaliers ever again. No, teams they're trying to trade him, or they just gonna cut him completely if he's too damaged. The Los Angeles Lakers are interested. Let me tell you this right now. The Los Angeles Lakers are interested in Kevin Porter Jr. Seriously. The Lakers are interested. The Brooklyn Nets were interested before. I don't know if they're still interested now, but he almost was included in the trade. So a lot of people, no, FYF, it's not a lot of people interested in him. A lot of people think he is a problem. He's a time bomb waiting to go off. And I want him on the Lakers. I want him on the Lakers. The Clippers don't want him. I'll tell you that right now. The Clippers don't want Kevin Porter Jr. at all. No, even after this situation, there are teams that want him. The Lakers want him. The Phoenix Suns want him. The Brooklyn Nets have wanted to get him in a trade, but after this, I don't know. But right now, the Lakers want him. They want to know, they're inquiring what's going to happen with him, and they want more details about the incident. The Phoenix Suns want him. There's some teams out there that want him, but not all of them. They know what he has the ability to give, but his off-the-court issues is alarming. Can you imagine LeBron came in like, well, LeBron said no one can go into practice right now. Why? He's meditating, so he needs all the space. I'm going in there to shoot. Well, pack your things. What? You can't play on the team no more. Yeah, LeBron just said, I just saw him. He didn't say nothing to me. Yeah, well, he told us. So he did that. Wait, don't go in there, Kevin Porter Jr. You want me off the team? You ain't say nothing to me. So I want him on the Lakers. Put Kevin Porter Jr. on the Lakers. LeBron could get him under control. Put him over there. I want him with him 100%. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. Throw some of that Blaze pizza at his face. Nobody eat Blaze pizza. Oh, man. The Lakers already destroying from within. Look at Michael Beasley. Beasley know what I'm talking about. What's up, Michael Beasley? See how they did you? Now you in the G League. No, Coca-Cola realized you're the past, bro. Go on over to Pepsi. They can lose their money with you. That's all his new movie is gonna be a product placement. He swindled Xbox 360 or the new Xbox Series One. They swindled Xbox into a deal where there's gonna be a game. We're gonna talk about that later. It's all this garbage is going on for this thing. That's now it's gonna be on HBO Max. What did I tell you? Because nobody was it's gonna work out better for him because nobody was gonna watch that garbage and pay money. No, Coke tastes better than Pepsi. That's just it. Zach Levine is going to be a Dallas Maverick. Why? Because he cook them every time he play them. He'd be like, "What you got on the grill, Zach Levine? You want some Luca? You want some? Right here we got some Hardaway Jr. You got the Luca. You want some more salt? Yeah, this Luca's done. Who want the Luca? There's your Luca. Here you go. Here's your Hardaway. Listen, Zach Levine is a black hole. When he get the ball, don't expect to get it back. There were few players like that in their profession that they were black holes. Dominique Wilkins, if you give him the ball, good night. And if he give you the ball, it's only to give it back to him when he get in a better position. Cedric Sabalas. Woo! The black hole, baby. Cedric Sabalas. When you threw Cedric the ball, he thinks you're throwing him the ball to score. So when he gets the ball, he going to score. He's not finna move the ball around. He's not finna do any of that. Cedric Sabalas' job is to score. And he's never passing the ball. That man probably have a career 3 assists. Well, see, he can't. LeBron, he's got to think of a way where he can stay in everybody's minds for the rest of time. That's why he's sticking around the league because he know that's the only reason people will pay attention to him. So he know he can't. He's not good enough to win on his own. So he can't do it. So he needs to have AD and all these other stars on the team so that he can get his garbage points and be like, "Yep, I did it. Yeah. Well, when you the king, no, you the bum." And We know it. The league know it. It's like, dude, you're in the way. Now, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the page. A video that's coming up earlier today or the next after this video is the truth behind the Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor beef. Everybody's been telling you this story that just they have no idea of what they really talking about, and they were there. And then the Patreon version, we have something special on that also. We did talk about that on One Crack News. It's 100 people that old Trump is finna go ahead and pardon. Well, Trump, I mean, he did everything, stood next to him, hugged him, took pictures with him, the whole nine. Kevin McHale was the black hole. When you gave it to Kevin McHale on the box, I wouldn't really say that. I've seen Kevin McHale make passes, but McHale was the guy. That was his role. If you gave it to him in the box, you gave it down there so Frankenstein could start doing works. Frankenstein be gone. Because he got them shoulders that stand up like Frankenstein. I swear, if you just put the bolts on the neck, that's Frankenstein every year for Halloween. He don't need makeup. He don't need nothing. Just give him the clothes. Kevin McHale is Frankenstein every year. They're going to be Frankenstein again? Like, I'm Frankenstein 365 days of the week. That's Frankenstein. And they really did beat the Charlotte Hornets. And they should have been playing another game headed to Boston. They beat Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning. That should have counted as a basket when he threw the alley-oop from out of bounds to D Brown for the dunk. That should have counted. The NBA didn't want that to be the story. Boston was the team they wanted to get past. And when Mourning hit that, they wanted that to just be the game-winning shot. And with that 0.7 of a second, and they threw that, they didn't know the Celtics had a play design, and D Brown called it jump, slam dunk champ, put it in. They said, oh, time expired. It's like, no. So to recap what has happened in today, I mean, it happened about an hour ago. That's how quick this happened. Tayshaun Prince, they gave him the locker to Kevin Porter Jr. Kevin Porter Jr., they didn't even discuss it with him. See, this is how backwards Cleveland is. But it's in Ohio. So what do you expect? It's Cleveland. So this organization did not have a conversation with Kevin Porter Jr. before giving away his locker to somebody. They just did it. and just said, "Oh, your stuff is over here now. Like you're not important." Uh, Tayshaun Prince, this is gonna be his locker now. So now that they gave him his locker, he finds out about it by going in the locker room. You know, he's eating his food, coming in his locker room. He's like, and he sees Prince. He's like, "Whoa!" And the equipment manager, "Oh, that's your locker now." He was, man, what changed my locker? You just gave somebody my locker that just came on the table. So he exploded. He threw his food at the equipment manager. Start going on. I mean, Teron Prince. You know, I always get that wrong because, you know, Tayshaun. So Teron Prince, the other Prince. So he throws the food. He goes off. And JB Bickerstaff coming in. They hear the yelling that's going on about them changing his locker. So JB Bickerstaff come in there. JB coming in. "Hey, what's going on? Hey, you know, one young Bickerstaff. Hey, slow your roll. Hey, boy. Hey, that." He coming there with all that. And he about to get knocked out. He was my Kevin Porter Jr. like, "Man, I knocked you out, old man. I dropped you." So "You gave away my locker, you no good mother." So he cussing them out, and here come Kobe White. "Everyone just calm down. Let's go in the office." "Man, it was your little beanie head. Come here. Security." So security come in there and neutralize the situation. Now he's gone. He can't come on the premises no more. He is gone. There is no more Kevin Porter Jr. on the team. It's over. That's everywhere, Red Sox fan. Red Sox fan says something important. And don't forget, you can hit up my Cash App, which is Carcino, to support the page. That's my super chat. I'll pin it up there. But he just made a good point. He said, "Why don't I talk about how NBA players, for certain reasons, do not listen to black coaches as easily as they do white coaches?" Okay, Red Sox fan, I will answer that question for you. And here's my answer to that question. This always happens, no matter what the profession is. Not basketball. It's everything. It's your job. It's everywhere you go. It's called a conditioning. And this is what people are fighting for in the streets now. Like there's certain rules where it seems like Caucasians get to do what they want, and the repercussions are not the same as if we do something. So we feel like, oh, black boss, well, we could disrespect and we ain't got to respect him because there's not going to be any repercussions. That's the same thing you see in the streets. Somebody is more likely to take out somebody that looked like them than touch a Caucasian person. Caucasian person walking around, hey, I ain't touching him. They're going to have helicopters, news, a whole different type of police coming for me. And I'm getting 30, 40 years. Well, if I hit the brother, niggas is going to be like, just plea out. We'll give you a year. You see, the repercussions aren't the same. So they take that mentality and it's programmed in your brain. So everywhere you go, it's like that. So even at your job, you don't respect your black manager, but if a white manager was in there, you're going to go, oh, all right, sir. It's a program, conditioning. Not most black bosses are not on a power trip. They're actually doing, a majority of them are trying, they have strove to be the boss when you didn't want to be the boss. Now that they the boss, you don't like them. They telling you they have a boss too. So they never really fully the boss. They just the ones that got to give you the orders that's coming from somebody else who don't feel like talking to you. So they talk to him and say, hey, tell them this is what they need to do. Hey guys, this is what we need to do. Yeah, man, now he the boss. Man, we know what to do, man. We don't need you telling us what to do. They just want you to get the job done. Y'all think the black boss just want to step on you and step on your head. I'm not saying that don't happen. Some instances, they really feel like they're the boss. Like I've seen that happen too. Like, I'm the boss. Watch this. John, yeah, come in. I want you to go to the store for me. And they normally do that to try to impress some girl at the job who's looking like that they trying to sleep with, while their wife at home with the kids. They want to find somebody that they can go in the parking lot during lunch break and then live their two different lives. You find those guys, but those guys don't last long. They end up getting fired or doing something stupid. And they end up losing their money anyway because they run into the wrong chick and she gets smart on them. That happened already. I've seen it. It's pretty funny. That's right. I lived it. Brown and Melody. When they made me, I was supervisor for a week. My boss is on vacation, and this is another thing. It's not just blacks. Hispanics is really like that. Oh, they really don't want to take orders from a black guy. Are you kidding? These are the people I work with every day. They cook food, bring you food, everything for lunch. Best of friends. You're one of the family. Supervisor was going out. Our supervisor Hispanic, and I'm second, basically in command. The girl, they ain't gonna put her in charge because everybody know what she is. They was like, look, she's with him all the time, not because she can run the place. She's sleeping with him. So anyway, I was the one because I can control everything over there. I know how the sheets, the order, the paperwork, everything. Like I can run the show. So he's on vacation. So I'm in charge for the whole week, running the whole department. Oh, they didn't like that. Kevin's the boss. It was the week. I don't even think it was the day. I think it was the week. But we got all that smashed out immediately because I could tell. I knew the people who were gonna be the problem already. I knew they were, and they were the laziest people in there. It was this one older Mexican guy. He was one of the guys who came in there. Oh, I'll do everything, anything. Then he was. I don't feel like doing that one. I want to do this one. I'm like, that ain't what you told him when you got hired. When you came in here to get hired, you ain't say, oh, I want to do that one. The golden eagle has landed. What's up? You ain't coming here talking about I want to do this job and not this job. You came in like, hey, I'll do anything, any job. And that's what I said. I know it's the superstition all the time that, oh, Mexicans, man, they work. Yeah, black people lazy. Mexicans work. It's a lie. You got lazy people in every stage. There's lazy Mexicans. There's lazy blacks. There's some blacks that work really hard. And there's some Mexicans that work really hard. But they get this stigma, oh, yeah, Mexicans, they going to work hard. Man, you get some Mexicans, boy, they going to work hard. So that's not necessarily true. They'll work hard for 2 weeks. Then they're going to get comfortable and get lazy. And that's exactly what was happening there. So I had to nip all this in the bud on day one. I wasn't finna let all this brew. So I called the meeting that we supposed to always that we have as soon as we all get there. Everybody, we always had a meeting. So I got to call the meeting. And I told him, I said, look, I know some of y'all ain't keen that I'm in charge. I don't care about being in charge. You know that. So I'm not finna stand on you. You know what we do every day we come in here. You know what needs to be done. You do this project, you always do it. You do that job, you always do it. You do that, you always do it. We already know what we need to do. So I don't need to supervise you. Don't make me have to supervise you. That's all I got to say. I'll stay out y'all way, let y'all do y'all thing. Long as the work getting done, I'm cool. You know that. So just knock it out. Let's go. And once that was said and it was done like that, everybody was like, all right, cool. I'm like, look, y'all know what y'all got to do. Just don't be extra. Don't try to be like, oh, Kev here now. I can play a radio. You know, if you start doing stuff like that, we going to have a problem. Don't make me have to supervise you. I don't want to have to supervise you. Just do your job the way you always do it and we good. Right. I want to go home at the end of the day like everybody else. And we had no problems. We had no problems after that. Everybody, if they had like a problem with something with the job, then they'd bring it with me and say, this is that. It was fixed. We had nobody broke structure. Everything was cool. They realized I ain't trying to step on them. They was like, oh, cool. I'm like, dude, I'm the supervisor for the week. I'm not your boss. But if they ever make me your boss, you're going to want to be cool with me. So if you start trying to screw up playing music or radio or whatever, I'm going to chew you out before it go to the upper management. You're going to hear from me first. But I already knew who I had to get that message clear to those people who felt like they couldn't take orders from me. I had to let it know that you're going to have to take the orders, no matter if you like it or not, because you could always leave. But he was lazy. Then we had the ones that really worked. Those were the guys that were going to go somewhere. This guy was lazy. He just wanted to do the stuff he wanted to do and think he could just delegate work like he a boss, and he's not. It's like you don't run things here. He said, you sound like me in about an hour. Yeah, then my other job, I had to be the supervisor. Somebody went on vacation. I was the assistant. Oh, when I had to wear the suit and tie. And it was a whole different world then. Chicks was coming up like, you know, you look sexy in that suit. I'm like, I wore a suit here before, but never mind. Because you get people, and that job, that was the Wolf of Wall Street job I was at. That I'm telling you, we could have definitely done that. Wolf of Wall Street ain't got none on our job. Everything that happened in Wolf of Wall Street, we like, yep, we seen that. And it's funny because all of us is on Facebook. And we all found each other once the Wolf of Wall Street was out. Everybody was like in a chat room, like, are you watching the Wolf of Wall Street? That's our job. People will never believe it. That is funny. This man, Kevin Porter, had a J.R. Smith moment. Oh, no. Kevin Porter Jr. had a Kevin Porter Jr. moment. He did this at USC. This is why he wasn't drafted. You know, he wasn't going to be drafted. These guys, he was so good in college at USC. He was light years basketball skills. He was going to be a top pick, period. The Cavs traded to get his draft rights because they was like, people, we could work with this guy. He was kicked off the team at USC. Off the court issues, personal conduct issues. That scares the NBA. The Cavs took a chance on him and brought him over. He's what they would call a 5-star recruit. He was ranked top 20 player in 2018 class. They said he's top 20 NBA basketball player. Out of all the players in there, he's in the top 20. He could guard 4 positions on the court, probably 5, the way they play now. At speed, athleticism, length, quickness, basketball awareness, IQ, he could do it. If his things is distractions or things that happen. But if you look at this situation, they can blame Kevin Porter Jr., but the Cleveland Cavaliers created this situation, to be honest. They should have, if you're going to give away somebody's locker, a player, a teammate, look at that as disrespect. A locker is their personal space. Normally, if you go to your locker and somebody else's name is on it, you're going to be like, what the hell? And they didn't even have had a decency to have a conversation with you before it happened. And you come in and from what I've been told, it's like, oh, well, they were going to talk to him in the day. They hadn't gotten there yet. He got there earlier before they got there. That should never happen. You know what's going on, and you should know how a locker room is. JB definitely should know. You just don't treat a player like that. You just don't switch his locker, and there's no discussion beforehand. But this is Cleveland. Oh, we got a Patreon coming with the I got a video that's coming today that you ain't gonna want to miss. The Richard Pryor versus Eddie Murphy beef. And then we got a Patreon version to that that's kicking off too. That's got way more pieces in it. Now, my thing is players get their lockers moved all the time, depending on some people like the space or whatever, or it get negotiated in contracts sometimes. But you got to have a discussion with the people that's there. Why the Lakers are favored in the NBA Finals? Well, because of all the pieces that they put on the team. Plus, LeBron James is their marketing piece. Whenever he plays, they have their highest rating because that's the only team they promote. Lakers, 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 Lakers. So they talk about the Lakers every day on all these shows. So the league is basically the LHL. Let's help LeBron. So they promoted LeBron. They put all their marketing dollars behind him. And you're marketing a guy who's 36, going to be out of the league and done. But he's not like Tom Brady, who's playing at a very high level at his position. He's a guy that's playing with a bunch of other people that you got to worry about. And this guy is going to walking around and making it easier for him to get points. So he can try to catch Kareem because he thinks that's going to, I guess, make him better than Kareem. If he catches Kareem's total points and all that. It's ridiculous, but they're not even playing in the same type of league. They were talking about moving Porter anyway. Porter was supposed to be included in the Brooklyn trade. The Lakers are interested in acquiring Porter. If they release him, the Lakers want to try to pick him up for the low. Phoenix Suns are same thing, because then that way you don't have to. And the Brooklyn Nets got 3 empty spots; they could easily pick him up. So the problem that they have and the issue that they're going to run into is the fact that you got a person here who definitely 100% profusely is a problem, or it's just not working with the team. So they moved his locker because they probably was going to cut him or trade him anyway. This just made it even to the point where they just might just release his contract and let somebody get him for nothing, because he's probably become too much damaged goods to be moved, because they took a chance on him. And the system that they're running, it's a lot of people unhappy. Drummond won. Andre Drummond, who seemed like he was reborn with Cleveland. He wants out. Like everybody wants out of Cleveland. I don't blame you. You're in Cleveland. Don't forget, hit the Cash App up, Carcino the name, and on the Cash App. Support the page. Memphis Hawks of Brooklyn. I want them to go on the Lakers. I told you, I want that on the Lakers. As soon as LeBron do something out of line, he's going to be like, it's LeBron's mental health day. I want to shoot around. No, he needs to be out there meditating. He needs the whole court to himself. Whole court! I don't need to practice. You blowing up the whole court for this? I don't need to practice. Come in. Somebody grab him. I need this. LeBron bought everybody Blaze pizza. This pizza nasty. Oh, don't want no Blaze pizza. You gonna walk in? What the hell? LeBron said it was too hot in here. He dropped the temperature down. Black people can't be in a temperature under 72. Thermostat again. He's a time bomb that's gonna blow. That young boy would listen to LeBron. Yeah, he would. He would be listening to LeBron. He'd be, man, thank you. I'm glad somebody under my wing. LeBron be like, see, he all right. Soon as LeBron do one thing, man, why did you do that? Well, I thought, whoa, he hit LeBron. This is the Kevin Porter Jr. we told you about, ladies and gentlemen. He's still punching LeBron as I'm covering the sport. I'm gonna be kill. I'm gonna be in the background. I'm gonna be in the background. Please put him on the Lakers. Please bring him on the Lakers. It'll be a tag team matchup they didn't even know they signed up for. He'll have people on his side. It'd be, whoa, who is this coming from the back? It's Wesley Matthews. Ding, 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 ding. Wesley Matthews. He's working with Porter Jr. Here he goes. He whips it in. Oh, elbow on LeBron. Ding, 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 ding. They're double teaming LeBron. You ready? Yeah, get LeBron up. Oh, there's a suplex. Ding, 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 ding. They're boom. They gonna get Windhorse in there. They gonna get Windhorse in there. He gonna have a heart attack explaining that. This should be started. I don't know what's going on. How can they do LeBron like that? Wesley Matthews a traitor. He joined in with Kevin Porter. God darn it. Bacon. Don't eat bacon. With sour cream on the bagel. Oh, God. Windhorse. Oh, Warthog gonna pass out, ain't he? Don't forget to hit the like button. That's free. All right, it was like, AD, where was AD at? I was in the shower. I ain't hear nothing. You ain't hear nothing at him, bro. I was calling y'all. Man, they was stomping me in my neck. I was in the shower. Well, let's go ride on them right now. All us. Come on. Well, me and Dennis got to finish our shower. We'll be with you directly. Pass the soap, Dennis. We'll be out there in a little bit. They ain't going nowhere. That's all right. See, I need my homeboys from Cleveland called JR. JR, what? I got jumped. Who? Some little niggas. Oh, man. Yeah, they ain't gonna like this video either. You probably won't get no notification on the next video that goes out. So don't forget the Richard Pryor versus Eddie Murphy beef. That video is coming up next over here. Thank you guys. I'm out. It's been fun.